I think we're prepared. The other day in our meeting, we heard more so from LB, Deli, HB. These guys who have won it before. I've had conversations with guys like behind the scenes about it, but for the most part, the guys speaking of the team have been coaching staff and a couple of guys that have rings.
What did those guys say about their experiences and where you guys are now?
Honestly, they all had different messages. They all had different experiences. LB, both as a player and a coach. Deli going from, sitting behind an all-star to, he gets hurt, all of a sudden he starts in a rotation. And HB, who was there a lot earlier in his career, then the last couple of years hasn't been able to make it back. So each of them had different experiences with it, just sharing and they're just saying how special of a time of year this is.
Well, what have you learned about guarding Steph Curry in the games that you've gone against him in your career?
It's super hard to guard him. He's obviously the movement he has, what he does for that offense, the attention he garners both with and without the ball is super tough. Obviously everyone knows he makes that offense go. So we just got to be super locked in with him.
When guys move off the ball as much as he does, are you guys cognizant of like the energy you're expending to run with him and how that might impact you on the other end throughout a game?
Yeah, it definitely is. That's something in this series I think everyone's aware of. Both teams play at a super high pace. They're a team that's kind of known to play up and down super fast. They've been doing it for years, and they've worn other teams out doing it. So I think we're ready for it. Just got to throw a lot of different bodies at them.
As an off-ball shooter, have you studied Clay and Steph and how they move off the ball?
Oh yeah, a couple of years of studying those guys. For me, it's exciting to go up against them.
I know Coach has been talking about physicality a lot. How do you guys prepare for that physicality? Is that a mindset? What do you do to get in that mindset this year?
Yeah, it starts in practice, but it is a mindset. You watch the games, the playing games that have already gone on. It's less foul calls. I think guys are more handsy. Refs are letting you get away with a lot. You just got to be ready for it, but it's an emphasis we've been talking about the last couple of days. We had some refs in here. I'm not sure if we needed them the last couple of days, but we're definitely trying to kick it up a notch. A lot. These guys, they're constantly moving. It's super hard sometimes to help off these guys. You're so worried about the shooters, and they really space you out. At Draymond, sometimes able to get downhill, and so it's figuring out a way to guard everybody.
How essential is communication with all player?
It'll be big. The communication is key. I think it's sometimes harder in the playoffs. It's so loud, you can't be screaming at guys like you usually can, and so that's where practice is huge. Just drilling and knowing what coverages we're going to be in, knowing where guys are supposed to be, and in the games, trying to talk as much as you can, but you can't always rely on in these games.
Kevin, how hard was it to shake off that? There's fouls that happen all the time, but that one that you had a chance to tie the game, how hard of that was to shake off?
Yeah, it was lucky. I think shortly after we played them at home, and so that was a big game for us. We got a win on our home court this year. It was tough. It's something I've honestly kind of forgotten about. It feels so long ago at this point in the season, but it would have been a nice one to have.
Got to ask you about Mike Brown getting named Coach of the Year. What does that mean to you guys, and what was that celebration like on the court just now?
Yeah, it's a testament to him. I think that's something we all honestly expected. I think his body of work this year, the turnaround we've had as an organization, the way he's coached us, a lot of young guys on this team, a lot of guys who haven't been here before. We were just consistent all year, and that started from him just being honest, as you guys know, practicing in here every day, drilling things, the accountability he brings every single day. He truly deserves it for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.